Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. This is Pastor James coming to you from the Fortress of Solitude here on Old Norcross Road this beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Lawrenceville with this week's Tuesday check-in. But wanted to tell you about a book I've just recently started reading. And by just recently, I mean it arrived at my house around 8 o'clock last night. So I just began it this morning. And it is a book by Paul E. Miller called A Praying Church. And I'm going to be taking a look at this. The subtitle to the book is Becoming a People of Hope in a Discouraging World. And the foreword was written by Dane Ortland. And for those of you that have been either joining us on Wednesday nights or watching the videos, and I thank you for both of those. Dane Ortland is the writer of Gentle and Lowly and the current study that we're going through on Wednesday nights. So, looking very much forward to seeing what uh, what Paul has to say here about a praying church. He does also have a book called A Praying Life as well. I have not read that, and also a book called J Curve. Paul is he's a best-selling author. He's executive director of a group called See Jesus, SEE, capital JESUS. It's a global discipling mission that mentors through seminars, cohorts, and interactive Bible studies. And if you're interested in looking See Jesus up, the web address is CSEE, lowercase, and then capital J, and then lowercase ESUS, cjesus.net. He also, if you're into listening to podcasts, has a podcast called Seeing Jesus with Paul Miller. So just wanted to let you know that this is something that I'm looking into here. And in case you might be interested in picking it up, there you go. Um, Okay, so this week here at the church, we have our Wednesday night regularly scheduled programming coming up tomorrow, Lord willing. 5 o'clock is our brown bag dinner and fellowship time, and followed that with the next session in the gentle and lowly Bible study session, followed by choir, chancel choir rehearsal at 7:10 in the choir room here at the church. Of course, the Bible study is offered via in person or Zoom, or you can watch the recording later. Thursday, we have Thursday morning theology with James. As we continue on, we're looking at chapters 7 and 8 of The Great Divorce, C.S. Lewis's book, and that'll be at 11 o'clock, and that's offered also in person, Zoom, or if you'd like to check out what's going on there, that those sessions are recorded as well for you to check out. This weekend, we've got quite a bit going on here at the church. On Saturday at 9 o'clock, we have Disciples Women. I just want to tell the ladies of the church that there's been a lot of things going on with Disciples Women and with Jennifer Ginsey coming on as our missions chair. And I just want to encourage you that the shape of the meetings of Disciples Women are going to be changing. And actually, I believe the whole tenor, not that it was bad, because it was really good. It had a lot of things that needed to discuss, needed to get done, and those were good meetings too. But the group is really going through a slow shift more into fellowship and devotion and hanging out with each other, and more inner church workings regarding things that beautification and other things that can go on here at the church, kind of inner church, where some of the mission stuff is being pulled out. Some of that stuff that took up a lot of time, maybe in the meetings. That in previous days are slowly there's a shift being made there, and so I don't want to spoil it, but I know that CWF or Disciples Women President Carol Hansen is going to have some things to say about some of that this Saturday at 9 o'clock. You'll also be setting up, decorating the large fellowship hall for the meal for the family and friends of Brad Stanton. And that's the next thing that's happening on Saturday. So, Disciples Women meeting at 9 a.m. Here at the church. And then at 1 o'clock, we will have a time of visitation for Gail and for her family in honor and memory of her son, Brad. And then at 2 o'clock in the sanctuary, we will have a memorial service for the family of Brad Stanton. That will be offered both in person and Zoom, and just as we do with our Sunday morning worship services. So just ask that you please keep uh, Gail and her family in your prayers as they walk through these difficult days together, and I know very much that they would appreciate that. Then on Sunday we have morning prayer at 9 a.m., Sunday school at 9:45, our worship service at 11, and then following worship we have that church-wide Disciples Women fundraiser 4S luncheon: soups, sandwiches, salads, snacks. That's not the right order, but I think I got all the right words. Everyone is invited. I know that again, the CWF Disciples Women President Carol, she sent out an email this morning to ladies to see if they still would like to participate, and she's gotten some really good response. If you haven't checked your email yet, um, ladies, do that. And but it is church wide, and anybody can bring any of those food items that they would like to bring. But again, even if you don't bring a food item, and even if you don't bring funds to give for the ongoing mission work of Disciples Women, please come anyway. It's a church wide meal. We'll hold it in the large fellowship hall this Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, right after church. In closing this midweek check in, I would just ask us all to be in prayer for the people of Turkey and Syria with the devastating earthquakes that happened there yesterday. The latest death toll, and I'm sure it's probably higher now, is at 5,000 people, and rescue workers are working feverishly to find any survivors. So I just want to keep those dear people in our prayers, and you keep the rescue workers as well who are working really hard over there right now. It's a terrible, tragic thing that has taken place there. So want to lift them up in prayer, continuing to keep Gail Stanton and her family in our prayers, Frances Johnson and her family in our prayers here at the church, and just I want to thank you for being such a prayerful and loving church family, and it is a joy and an honor to serve here with you, alongside you in the kingdom of God here on this corner here in the Oakland community. Lots more stuff coming up down the road. Just want to close this by telling you again how much I love you, and I'm praying for you, and believing that God is going to have big things for us ahead for his kingdom and for his glory here. You God bless you and have a wonderful, wonderful week.